So thank you. So my name is Maggie Ribeiro. I work for Michelin in IT department and I'm part of enterprise architecture team. And I'm very happy to be with you today to talk about DDD.
I'm Jeremy. I help clients to make the best decisions regarding their softwares, their applications, and their information systems. And so with Michelin, I help them to run some workshops to apply DDD to their domain. So a little bit of context first.
So, yes, I will start to share some key elements regarding Michelin. I will not comment them, just key figures regarding who we are and where we are implemented. And which business activity we are dealing with in Michelin. So for sure, and for many, many years, we focus a lot on tire activity. We produce tires, we sell tires, and we distribute tires. But more and more, we are switching to some other business activity that we call around tires and beyond tires. And more and more, we are also trying to become a software company. I will not talk about that today, but just to give some context regarding Michelin. And but for now and for today, we'll focus on tire, and it's what we the workshop we did a few years back in June 2020 with Jeremy.
Yes, so what's a tire? It's not only a one thing, black, smellish. It's actually a very technical product with over 200 different materials in it, even textile, metal, and also rubber. So it's a very technical product, and as Michelin is a multinational company across the world, so there is a lot of usual department for a big company. We could call them the macro domain. And so our focus will be not on the research and development, not on the manufacturing, because actually the core domain of Michelin is manufacturing tires, but we will focus on the customers ordering tires and getting the tires delivered to where he wants to.
So why we did a DDD workshop? In fact, a few years back, we are facing some issues regarding the market and sell product services and delivery domains, and we are a lack of agility. More and more business were asking for more to be quicker and to react more and more quicker on something happening during the process. And when we try to, as a IT, when we try to see what we can do, in fact, we started to think about event. Okay, but what is an event? How to start with events? It was quite difficult, and we are focusing at that time on the link between the market and sell product services capability and the delivery one. But in fact, during the workshop, we said that it was not enough, and we dig a lot on these services, on these capabilities. So first step, when we started to organize the DDD workshop with Jeremy asked me, what is your domain? In which business domain you want to focus on? So we have decided at that time to focus on B2B customer orders. Why B2B customers? Because we want to focus on the selling process from Michelin to professional customers. We're not selling tires directly to end users. We are going through professional end users like distributors, retailers, wholesalers. So we have Euromaster, Neuroto, many customers like them. And it was first step, first part of context, and after we have decided to focus from the order creation to the delivery in the customer warehouse. It was our business context to start this workshop.
Okay.
So when we started the workshop, Jeremy asked us, we have to explain the story. Take a story, take a scenario, explain what's happened.
Give me some examples.
Give me some example. Explain what's happened for when the B2B customer send an order to Michelin and until the day where he receives the tires. And in fact, when we started to explain the story and to share this story, we explained that in very sequential manner. First, the order is created. After, the fulfillment lines are created. After, we inform the warehouse that some tires have to be shipped and loaded in trucks. And after, the transport organization is aware about the transport plan he has to do and at which date the truck has to leave the Michelin warehouse in order to deliver these goods.
But the reality is not that perfect ideal world. The reality is more back and forth. That's to say, when we so this is the end result with the usual context map, and as domain designers, we want perfect and we want to use short kernels. We want to use conformist, customer suppliers, patterns, and so on. But the reality here, we start with an existing information system, existing applications, often off-the-shelf applications, ERP. And so there is no such a thing that upstream and downstream relationship between context. And we will explain that later on. And actually, there is only one clean upstream and downstream relationship between context. But actually, there is more partnership. If you know a little bit DD, partnership is when you go along between two contexts. That's to say, there is a back and forth between several contexts. But during the workshops, we try to identify what are the entities that are shared by the different contexts and what are such a partnership. And for that, we will have to deep dive and to dig the domain better. So first, we will start with the order context. And as I said, give me an example. So Maggie, what was the first example?
We define an example. We try to explain what will be the customer journey and how will be the order life cycle in Michelin world. So we said, okay, first step, when we are talking about the order, the scenario we decided to share is, I'm a customer, Euromaster, and I need tires from Michelin. And I need 10 tires cross-climate for next Monday. And at the end, when the customer sends this inquiry or this request to the customer, at the end of this business context, the customer validates a proposal displayed by Michelin, and at the end, he orders 6 cross-climate for next Monday and 4 energy saver for the following Monday. And as per the agreement, he will pay in 60 days after the delivery. So it was our scenario, and to explain and to dig on this scenario, we talk a lot about what is a demand, what is order, what is a proposal, what is a customer order, what is an agreement, what is a card. Just to explain, in this workshop, we are several IT people working very, very often together. And even spending so many times together, we saw and we understood that it was not so obvious to understand, to have the same meaning behind this terminology. So we are quite surprised for that, because in fact we spend almost half our time together, and in fact we don't understand very well. It was quite sad.
Okay. Next, the fulfillment context. Yes. We will start with that first two contexts.
And we'll see right after why we talk immediately about fulfillment context. We did the same. So the customer has placed an order, and in Michelin side, we have Michelin has promised 6 cross-climate and 4 energy savers in these particular days. And we, at the end of the fulfillment step, we know that these 6 cross-climate will be shipped from one particular warehouse in Michelin Clermont-Ferrand named CML, short MERL. We like a lot 3 gram.
3 gram.
And 4 energy saver will be shipped from Gravenche warehouse. It's not the same warehouse, it's not the same place, it's in Clermont-Ferrand, not the same place. And when we share this scenario, this story, once again, we spend time and we define what is a proposal, what is a schedule ordered, what is a delivery line. So when at the beginning we saw that everything was order line, in fact, we started to point the fact that no, it's not so obvious and it's not so easy.
Okay, so now we have some examples to work on. Okay, so now we are, show me your domain. Okay, so now we will deep dive into trying to structure a little bit the domain. And for that, we will first draw a context map. So first, we will draw potatoes with order. And we try from the scenarios to identify the different concepts for the domain, so demand, agreement, proposal, and so on. But it's only the domain, it's only the structure. What interests us more is the behavior, how that whole system, how that whole context will behave given some stimuli. So on the left, we have what we call the inbound command, inbound query. Also, that context will consume some events. We will go on that later on. And then that context will publish, will outbound some, again, some command, some queries, and some events. It will publish some events, but it will also consume other context commands and other queries. I only represent here commands and events to not complicate more the explanation. So, as Maggie said, a customer sends a demand. So he says, I am that customer. I have that agreement with Michelin, and I want 10 cross-climate. Thank you. 10 cross-climate on next Monday, shipping to my warehouse as our master. So following that demand, the order context will ask a proposal to another context, the fulfillment context. So again, the fulfillment context will have to expose that command, so the ask a proposal command. So we represent on the right that the context, the order context will issue ask a proposal, will issue that command, and that the fulfillment will respond, and so on. So on the fulfillment respond to the proposal, it will emit a proposal. So we have an event that is proposal emitted that will be consumed by the order to integrate in the order context and to show that that proposal to the customers, and the customers will be able to confirm that proposal. And then once the proposal is confirmed, we will issue a customer order. And that customer order also will be consumed as a fulfillment to actually reserve the tires in the warehouse and to start the delivery process, because once an order is scheduled, so we know that the tires will go from that warehouse, so the ship from, and on a particular date. So the fulfillment will issue that event. So the schedule order opened for the next context. So this is the first part of the story, and then we will go on the next context, the transport context.
So at this stage, we have a customer order, we have order lines, and we have order booked, order opened, schedule order opened. So now we are on transport organization. So in this transport organization, we know that we have to ship 6 cross-climate on next Saturday from Short-Mail warehouse. So it means we have to book trucks, because this delivery is not the only one we have to fit. We have to book 3 trucks, and to be sure that these trucks will be ready and available with drivers on next Saturday, and everything should be ready. And when we'll be on the next Saturday, we have to be sure that we assign the good tires in the appropriate truck in order to deliver this tire in the good customer warehouse. One load, in fact, in this example, one load, it's one truck, and within one load, we may have one or several deliveries. One delivery is what is delivered for one customer, and we have several delivery lines associated to this delivery.
Okay. One important thing is that on the proposal, why do we have 6 cross-climate? Is that Michelin can't always propose what was asked by the customers. So the proposal was to instead of 10 cross-climate, Michelin can deliver 6 cross-climate on that day, and then 4 energy saver the next Monday. And if the customers agrees with that proposal, so next we
in fact, we know that we can do this kind of proposal because in the agreement we have the information specifying that this customer agrees to have a split of the order, to not receive all tires in the same day, and agrees to switch one tire from another one when it's the same dimension, for sure.
Okay, so now if we want to structure the scenarios we saw, so the fulfillment publish a schedule order opened, and that event will be received by not by that context, but the next one. Delivery line ready to ship. No, sorry. The fulfillment will say no, the delivery line is ready to ship, so the transport will consume that event and create a delivery. So we say now we are able to pick the tires on that particular warehouse and put it on a truck. And given a delivery line, we can create a delivery, and the delivery is planned. That's to say, on that particular day, the warehouse will be able to put that the tires on a truck. So next, the warehouse.
So at this stage, the trucks are loaded. We know which tire has to be loaded in which truck. So in the warehouse, they should be ready to ship the goods from the warehouse to close to the truck and to load these tires within the truck. And at that time, we have also to consider what we call customer requirement. The customer requirement is not part of the unicity of the event. Is something that is published and is available from the order. And we have to know that some customers want to get tires within a pallet, or they want to get tires no more 2 dimensions in the same delivery. We have time slot. They have only 2 hours to download the truck. So it's all this information are in the customer requirement and are not part of the unicity of the event.
Okay. Again, we will translate that scenarios into a context map. So what Maggie said about the customer requirement, this is a query. So the warehouse issue a query against the order context to get all the customer requirements to be able to get into the constraints of that requirements. And so once the delivery is planned, so the load is booked, and so the lot is booked on the transport, and next the warehouse say, okay, so now the truck is loaded, so the load is picked, and the load has shipped. That's to say the truck has departed from the warehouse, and once the load is shipped, the transport can consume that event again to compute the estimated time of departure and estimated time of arrival. And that's the summary of the...
And at that time, we confirm the departure of the load, and it means we can close the fulfillment associated to all this story.
So the truck is, is departed, and okay.
So it was a very quick and high-level explanation of what we did during our DDD workshop. It was 3 days, 2 times. But at the end, what was really relevant for us, Michelin. We are very happy to be aligned on the language. It was quite a surprise for us, but yes, we spent time and it was not wasted time. We are clear on the bonding context. At the beginning, we thought having only two contexts, but in fact, no. We have to dig and to talk and to share more than only what is an order, what is a shipping line. We were aligned on the integration patterns. It's not only I send a message and take the message. I don't want to know what's happened if you're able to integrate or not this message. And in fact, with this business event approach, it was very. We are very happy to see that we can reduce dependency on some domains and on some solutions. As Jeremy said, we are using an ERP, and in fact this ERP was very critical and very painful, in fact, in our story, because everything has to go through the ERP, and if it's not in the ERP, we cannot process the step after. And in fact, with an event approach, we reduce this criticity related to the ERP. And with and as we are no more thinking about sequential mode, we can publish events, we can share events, and we can react as soon as an issue happens. We don't have to wait for ERP saying, "Be careful, we have an issue," to react. So now, as soon as we have an issue on the transport, as soon as we have an issue in the warehouse, as soon as we have an issue in the fulfillment line because we have no more the tires, but we can react and we can call the customer. So it was a very benefit, this approach, the DDD approach, to highlight this kind of information and of point.
Okay. Thank you, Maggie.
Thank you. I just will finish that. We recruit.
Of course.
And we are not doing only tires. We are trying to become, and will become a software company. So everyone who wants to know more about Michelin is welcome.
Thank you. Do you have any questions? Yeah. In French, yeah.
Thanks a lot for the presentation. I have a question regarding the most detailed diagram you showed. There are lots of them. Yeah, that one or that one, yes. Is this diagram you really draw, or you directly code that and have that in the code? And if you draw them, what's the purpose of that representation?
In fact, it was the first round. it was the first time we did this approach, and it was very simple story. It's not exactly what we did at the end, because we add some complexity, we have some specific cases. So it's more or less what we have at the end, but not exactly the same thing. But we are quite close of what has been designed.
Yes. Yep.
Yes,
sure.
Yes.
Yeah, on Miro there is a more detailed for that context. The other context is custom made at Michelin, but not the fulfillment. Fulfillment is provided by an ERP, but the order is custom made.
In fact, during the workshop, we have a big wall, white wall, and we draw it during the workshop. We did it, and we take some pictures because the wall, it was quite difficult to to live with that. But yes, we did it during the workshop.
I'm intrigued by the value of that versus the value of coding it. What you're going in that much.
Yes, actually, I think the main value of that context map is to define the contract between the different contexts and to not to deep dive into the implementation, but to say, okay, this is the contract, the interface of that context. That context will consume that. So it will consume some other commands, some other queries, some other events, but it will also expose some command and some queries, and also publish some events. And so this is the contract of that context against for the entire environment. So it's more. I think it's the value is here. No more questions.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.